Hello everybody and welcome to the very first episode of The Great Debate. I'm your temporary host, Chris Jahnke. Usually Doug would be the host, but he really wanted to debate this time around just because it's the first episode. So, like I said, this is Doug Linn and this is Mr. Collin Carlson.
My address is...
No, don't share that. So before we begin, I thought we would just go over a little bit how this works because this is the first episode, so nobody knows. So there are 3 rounds with 1 question in each round. I haven't shared the questions with either of them. I came up with them earlier, and when I read them on camera here, it's going to be the first time you hear them. So I'm going to ask them to pick a number between 1 and 2 for each round after I read them the question, and then whichever number they pick will be the topic they debate on. They don't get to pick what side they're on for each question. So, starting off with round 1, is it more important to be respected or liked? So, pick a number. Doug?
2.
Pick a number.
1.
All right. So, you will be talking about if you want to be liked. You will be talking if you want to be respected. You'll each have 2 minutes on the clock to make your case, and then you'll have a little bit of open discussion time. It will be a lot like a presidential debate. Are you ready, Doug?
Yes, sir.
All right. Then your 2 minutes starts now.
Okay, so think about it like this. There's a rotten banana, for instance, all right? A rotten banana won't be liked. It might be respected, but it's a pile of shit, all right? It doesn't matter if you're respected. It matters if you're liked. Respectability is a good quality to have, all right? I'm not saying that it's not. I'm just saying that it's far worse than just being liked. Being liked gets you many perks, as well as being respected. But the perks of getting liked are much better than the perks of getting respected. For instance, if you respect someone, that doesn't mean you're gonna have sex with them. You're gonna have sex with someone you like, not someone you respect. I mean, it could be both, but more like than respect. Unless, of course, we're talking about, like, you know, grooming issues, but let's not get into that here. To continue this, being liked is always just a good thing to have. In my opinion, it feels better to be liked than to be respected. Being respected is always good, like I said, but being liked is just genuinely better in every aspect. I don't understand. Like, I'll be honest, I can understand both sides here. But being liked is very much so, they're like 2 sides of the same coin. They're very much similar. However, being liked is always just good. Being respected is always good. I just see being liked as overall slightly better. I mean, and although 2 minutes isn't up, I think that's all for me.
All right. That's your time with 5 seconds to spare.
Nah, I'm fine. Those 5 seconds I can suck Colin off or something.
Are you ready, Colin?
I am ready.
All right, your time starts now.
Okay, so let's say there's 2 bananas, okay? And if you like a banana, you're going to open it up, use it, eat it. And yes, it's still being liked, and the people may like it, but, you know, when you respect a banana, you do not open it up. You let it be, because you show the respect. Now, you can use this on humans. Now, let's say let's say I have a friend. Let's call him Nicholas. And I like Nick. I like him a lot. But I will still use him for money for food. And yes, I like him. Yes, I play video games with him. But do I respect him? No. And if I did respect him, I would not be using him. Now, this is all hypothetical. Now, if people are respected more, then people will show them more like, I don't even know how to convey. I was just about to say more respect.
That's awesome.
People will show them. People will show them that they'll listen to them more. They'll understand their opinions more. You know, like Chris, for example. You know, I like you. Do I respect you? Fuck no.
Absolutely.
But I still invite you places. But when you have the respect, that is what is a defining moment of a relationship. You'll always get along better when you have the respect. People will not challenge you when you have respect. That's my, also a 5 seconds.
All right. So now we are going into 5 minutes of open discussion between our two debaters. And go.
So you were talking about opening things, right? You were talking about opening a banana. Then you immediately went to Nick. You see, do you want to open Nicholas up? That's not. This isn't part of the debate. I just really want to ask you this. Do you want to open Nick up?
I think you've gone bananas. No. I was a clear analogy. Gone completely bananas. Taking my words into things. I'm pretty sure that is a fallacy.
It genuinely is a fallacy. You know, but speaking of fallacies and analogies, let's continue on this banana train, alright?
Okay.
So, rotten bananas, right?
Mm-hmm.
You also have said something along the lines of this. You said, with the banana, if it's respected, you won't open it. Won't that just lead to rot? And,
No.
And with this,
It
I
leads
also
to-
see
it
it
leads
does
to
lead to rot,
longevity.
because Never
It leads to longevity.
longevity and then it dies.
Open up a banana, set it out on the counter, and then have a closed banana, set it next to it, see which one lasts longer.
Last longer doesn't matter if it's just
That one,
something
the
that's not
liked one's
going
gonna
anywhere.
rot faster. The liked
The
one,
liked one is going to
rotting
get
faster
eaten. It's going to
because
be
it
used. It's going to be
because
eaten
it's
and used.
liked.
But the respected one will never get used.
Because the respected one doesn't want to get
You
used.
don't
it wants
want
to be
But
respected.
here's the
Respected
thing. The
people
whole
do not
point of
get
a banana
used.
is to eat it.
The whole
point of
It
human
was
beings is to be
analogy.
used by other people.
That is not true. The point of a human being is to survive and be respected by its peers. Who do you think is gonna be lasting longer in the hierarchy? A king or a peasant? Peasants get used. Kings live on. Kings are the ones you remember. You don't give
What
a
about
fuck
serial
about peasants.
killers? They're still living. They're in death row. Are they respected?
No.
They're still living. So what about this longevity thing?
Yeah. They're not even having longevity. They're not having longevity.
They are having
Their time
longevity.
is
They
set.
are.
Death row, you
Literally,
retard.
death
They're
row
literally
doesn't
set
mean
to
anything. Death
expire.
row, they're set to expire. Everything's set to expire.
Okay. I think you're bananas.
I
Really
think
bananas.
this is going bananas, and I agree to disagree.
I agree that you are a retard.
I mean, talking about the Nick thing, yeah, it's like, I mean, there's retardation, alright? Like standard retardation.
I got something to bring up. People do not like their bosses, but they show them respect. Hence, the boss is better than them because they're respect. Now, imagine if there was no respect on those people. They wouldn't even be able to do their jobs if people lacked the respect.
You see,
Respected people are better, and when you get respected, you live better. You have a better authority. You are trusted better. People come to you for problems. When you are liked, you do not get that same experience.
You see, that's very true, right? However, with being liked, being liked has so many perks and benefits with it. And some of them might not be as good as the respected ones, but overall, the sheer amount of...
Examples.
Okay, so being liked. With being liked, you can get out and do things. You don't necessarily do something with someone who respects you. You get called out, you get brought out, you get to have friends, you get to have these certain things.
You make it sound like a respected person cannot have friends.
I'm saying that a respected person is not as liked as a liked person. And a liked person is liked for certain qualities that we won't get into. So they get to do these things because they are liked. Someone who is respected is put on a pedestal. And if they do something that's off or wrong, they get lowered from that pedestal, and then they're not liked anymore, and they're not respected anymore.
So they are liked when they are respected. Did I just hear you say that?
At times.
At times, yeah,
At times. This is like, can a serial killer be respected and also be atrocious? Yes. People can respect them.
I disagree greatly with that.
But just the people who respect them are also just fucking awful people. But, you know, like, this isn't...
But the people that respect them, they desire the respect more than the being liked. The people that respect them for a reason. You can just like anybody for any stupid thing. Respect is built...
And that's your time, gentlemen. So after listening to both of you, I have a few things I want to say. At the beginning there, I was really on Doug's side, and I really thought...
It's because I'm awesome.
I really, was liking what you were saying.
See?
I didn't have that much stake in what you were saying during your 2 minutes. And then when you got into open discussion, you said something about bosses being respected and how that can, completely change up the whole worker to higher up relationship where bosses usually aren't liked, but they are respected because, that's who your employer is. And at that point, that really cemented my decision. For this round, Collin is the winner.
Why the fuck do you get that shit? Okay.
Because I'm the frickin' debate monitor.
No, Doug is. I win.
No, fuck you. 1 point for Collin. Now we are going to go into our second round. Does life require a purpose and a goal? So, pick a number.
1.
Yours 2.
I'm 2.
So,
2 is just better.
So you are going to be on the side of yes, life requires a purpose and a goal. You are going to be on the side of no, life does not require a purpose and a goal. Are you ready, gentlemen?
Yes, sir. Will I be talking first, or will be Collin?
Will be Collin first because he won the first round. So your 2 minutes starts now.
I heard something a while back. I don't know exactly where I got this quote from, but it really stuck with me. And it brought up that your purpose in life is whatever is stopping you from killing yourself. Now, if you have no purpose, then what keeps you going every day? There's always a purpose. Friends, family, work, these goals. We set goals for ourselves to continue. And without these goals, then what's the point? If there is no purpose to what you are doing, or if you do not find any purpose, then why not just end it, And I think that plays a very big key role in the life. And I think you just need purpose to keep going. Purpose is what we revolve around, Like there are things keeping you guys going, and it is a purpose, Imagine, Chris, if you were not, wanting to become a movie maker or filmmaker, then what is the purpose of any of this? Why are you doing this? Why would you live to do that if there was no purpose in it in your mind? That's my time.
All right, are you ready, Doug?
Kind of.
Good luck. Your time starts now.
You see, what I'm going to be arguing here on the point of what the question in itself is. what is life without a purpose? It's still a life. You still have a life, right? What was your question exactly? Tell me again.
Does life require a purpose and a goal?
You see, does it require one? No. Is it better with one? Yes, obviously. It's better to have one 100% of the time. 90% of the time. We're not getting into that. But just having a purpose in life is always good, right? But it is not a requirement. A requirement means you cannot live without it. Something that is beneficial to survival. Is it beneficial to survive to have a goal or a purpose? No, absolutely not. You can have no goal in life and flow along just doing what other people do. Are you a mindless husk sometimes? Yeah, and there's no requirement set there. You can live a life, just not a good one, without a purpose or without a goal. Goals orient you to do other things, but do you necessarily need to do other things? No, you don't. Therefore, that's about all I got.
Good points from both of you, and now it's time for open discussion. 5 minutes on the clock, go.
Doug, what you said in your 2 minutes really just helped me reinforce my point, because you described someone whose purpose was solely just to survive, which I would argue is a purpose. That is what they are going with, is just pure survival. That is their purpose, to continue going.
But that is not a purpose. They are just continuously going. They are
not
not
a purpose?
Striving to do this
How is
thing.
it not a purpose?
They're not striving to do this
But
thing.
if they're striving to survive, how is that not a
No,
purpose?
they're not. They're not striving
So
to
if they're
survive.
not striving
They're
to
just
survive, then
doing
they're-
random things.
Biologically, yes,
goal.
but could you even say they are really living life then?
I see, that's kind of where this debate goes into. So, is it a life, per se? Is it a good life? No, it's not a good life, but you are still living, therefore it's a life.
Are you-
still alive?
Well,
But you're not-
biologically, yes, but you're not gonna get anywhere. You're gonna
That
live
doesn't matter.
miserable. And I argue that wouldn't even be living, really. I would just say that's just kind of just being as you said, a mindless husk.
And
if
that's
you are a
fine.
mindless husk, then there is no difference between that and a plant.
And the plant's living.
Yeah, but even a plant
Is the
has
plant
a purpose.
striving to do anything?
Yes, it's striving
No,
to
it's
grow.
not striving to do
Striving
anything.
to grow.
A plant doesn't have emotion. A plant doesn't have
It
a goal.
still has a goal
It-
to grow, to produce.
It doesn't
its
try
fruit,
and do
to
that thing.
spread.
It just does it by itself.
It is trying to do that.
It is
The
not
plant
trying
is
to do
trying
shit.
to grow.
Are you saying the plant
is
has an
trying to grow.
emotion? Is
I'm not
striving
saying
to
it
do
has
something?
a thing, but it clearly does. I would argue that is a goal the plant has. To grow.
The plant does not
That is
have
its
goals.
purpose. To grow.
The plant
survive.
does not have goals. That is something that is set by a higher being or
I'm
just
not
science
saying
itself.
goals. I'm saying a purpose here, buddy. And I'm saying their purpose is to grow, to produce their fruit, to multiply. I'd say
I'm
animals
saying
have a
just
purpose.
you do not
I'd
need
argue
a
survival
purpose.
itself is a purpose. If that is what is keeping you going, survival alone, then that is your purpose.
But it does not need to be a purpose.
It
to
is
just
a
survive.
purpose. It is a purpose.
So me going around fucking showing my cock online, does that have a purpose? No, I'm just retarded.
What does this have
But-
to do with the debate?
I'm just saying, it is into a purpose thing, you know?
I'm not
shown
saying
my cock
everything
online
has to have a purpose we do, but there is a concrete thing that we
So
always are
does
trying
living
to
have
reach.
to have a purpose?
Yes,
No.
yes.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, if your purpose is just to live, then that is your purpose.
But they're not. Their
If
purpose isn't
survival is
living.
your purpose,
You're not
You
striving
come to realize
live.
that
You
people
are
that
just
kill
living.
themselves, people that kill themselves are the people that run out of purposes. They run out of things to live for.
I'm just saying. I'm gonna be honest. I'm right. I'm right.
I'm gonna be honest, you are wrong. Because the purpose is, even if your purpose is just for survival, that is a
For
purpose.
instance,
The
what is
reason
a
why-
banana's purpose? Is the banana's purpose to get eaten? No. Is the banana's purpose to
Its
survive?
purpose is to
no.
survive. Yes.
No,
its
it's
purpose is
not.
for it to
How
survive.
in
and
what
spread
way
its
does it
fruit.
try Okay.
It's a piece of the fruit. When you remove it, the banana itself. But let's say the banana tree. The banana tree goal is to grow strong. And then once those bananas fall off and leave their seeds, you know what happens? That new tree grows, and that's their purpose. Their purpose is to multiply, to spread, to grow.
I'm just saying you do not need a purpose.
I think
By
you do need
the
a
definition
purpose.
of a purpose, I don't think that there is a need
I'm just
for a
saying, the
purpose.
people that kill themselves are the people that run out of purposes. That
Yeah,
run
they
out
might
of
kill
things to live
themselves,
for.
but guess what?
The people
That doesn't mean they didn't
actually,
live.
people that do live longer are the people that work
It
longer.
doesn't
in life
matter if
because
they
that gives
live
them a
longer or
purpose.
not. Did they live?
I'm
That
saying
was what the
that
question says.
They
Did they
do.
live? Yes.
Yeah, but are they continuing?
So it is not a
to-
requirement to have a purpose. They killed themselves, yes. That doesn't matter. They lived.
Yeah, but they're brought into this world for a purpose. Even if it's just so they can multiply to have another kid, that is still a purpose. Everything has a purpose. Even this table here has a purpose.
Yeah,
And it has a purpose. Everything has a purpose.
a human being living does not need to have a purpose.
Even if your purpose is also just to die, then you become food for animals if you die out in the woods. You become like soil. There is multiple purposes. Everything has a purpose. There is a reason why everything is living. There is a reason why everything is happening with the purpose in the world.
All right, that is our time. All right, I really liked what both of you had to say, but for this round, there's one clear winner.
Clear? I don't like where this is going.
And that winner has to be Doug.
Doug, you know what
Doug.
you were saying was bullshit too. Don't lie.
One-
Do not
one-
lie, Doug.
The tally right now is 1 point Colin, 1 point Doug. And now we are going into our final round. Whoever wins this round will win the entire game. So, are you ready for your question?
Yes.
I'm ready to pick my number.
Is it easier to love or be loved? Pick a number between 1 and 2. 1. All right, we're going to switch it up a little this time. You're going to be arguing if it's easier to be loved. You're going to be arguing if it's easier to love. And since Doug won the last round, he is going to be the first to debate. Are you ready?
No. Give me a second. So I'm to be loved? Alright.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, your 2 minutes starts now.
So, to be loved, you don't have to do anything. You can sit there, do basically nothing, and someone can love you. You see, to be loved is hard to get someone to do most of the time, but that doesn't mean it does have to be hard. Someone could love you. You can be born and you can be loved. Did you do anything to be born? No. Do your parents love you when you're born? Hopefully. But, you see, like, let's say like a banana growing from a tree. It falls down. Can it be loved just by existing? Can nature be loved just by being around? Yes, it can. Loving something requires you to go out and just love something. That requires some effort. To be loved doesn't necessarily require effort. And that's like the big thing here. You don't necessarily have to put any effort in at all to be loved. To get love, to put out love requires at least a minimal amount of effort. So talking effort alone, that's just, effort alone, you're going to have to put out some effort to be loved. You don't have to necessarily put out any effort to get love. That's all.
All right, 28
You
seconds
just
left on the
fucking
clock.
contradicted yourself in that last sentence.
Shut.
All right, Colin, are you ready to
Can you read the question again?
Is it easier to love or be loved? And you're arguing about
It's easier to love.
yes.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Your 2 minutes starts now.
In order for you to be loved, you need to have traits that people will like. and you have to work for a lot of those traits, like good body, personality in ways, you know. And if you do not work for those, then you cannot be loved, in my opinion. And if people love that about you, those traits, those have to be maintained. It is easier to love, though, than to be loved, because you don't really have to maintain anything in terms of love. The only thing that that really needs to be maintained is the person themselves maintaining themselves. For example, let's say a banana. I can love a banana easier than a banana can love me, because those bananas already have the traits I like. It is easier for you to find the traits that you like, the things that you love, than it is for you to build those traits that others will love on you. That's my point.
All right. Now we are going to do our open debate. So we have 5 minutes on the clock. Go.
So, to give out love, I understand. Like, to give out love is fairly easy. You can find someone that you like, right? But to be loved, you can already have some of those inherent traits that people love about you. Like, for instance, being born. You are a child. People love children. They're cute. They're adorable. They go around, they do fuck all. Alright? Or your parents love you for existing because they birthed you. They put in the effort. You didn't. You're just loved inherently. I understand that in a lot of situations, maybe when you're older, maybe things like that, but many things can get loved by simply doing nothing, by simply being there. Whereas later on in life, that may not be the case, but we're talking overall. And overall, I feel like being loved is just simply much easier.
Now I'd like to address 2 things. Number 1, at the end of your 2 minutes, you did contradict yourself. And number 2, I feel like you're ignoring a bigger picture here of the world and love itself. I believe love manifests itself in many different things, and there is many levels to love. But the reason why I think is harder is solely for the example, let's say you like a girl, okay? But odds are she does not like you. Why doesn't she like you? Because you don't have those traits she wants. And you gotta work for those traits, and the work requires time, effort. It's just harder on you. And it requires all of these things. Like, let's say you make a product and someone loves it. Now you gotta maintain and make sure that it is making it lovable, why they love it. You have to maintain that. Now, when you love things for a certain reason, you know, there's reasons why you like things. Maybe you like the coldness in ice cream, okay? But let's say someone starts selling melted ice cream that you used to like. You don't love that anymore, you know. But it's easier to find the things you love because you can find multiple things that you love, you know. And someone, yes, is bound to love you no matter what. I do believe that. But I believe it is harder to get more people to love you. It's harder to be loved by more people.
We're talking about
Well,
simply,
I'm dissecting.
We're talking about simply, is it easier to get loved or to be loved?
Yes, and I'm saying in the bigger picture, it is harder to be loved.
I'm saying,
in the
for
bigger
instance,
picture,
to give out love always requires effort. To be loved, let's say, for instance, animals. They don't strive hard to be loved. They get loved because they're themselves. They just sit around being animals. Nature is loved. Why is nature loved? Because people love it. They have qualities that they like. Did they do anything? Did they try and get loved? No. They just sat around Those trees were sitting around doing their thing, and
Doug,
they get loved.
You contradicted yourself at the start of the sentence. You did start off by saying it is harder to love.
You're right, I did, and that's because I'm bad at talking.
Yeah, and your debate is going nowhere, to be quite frankly. You know,
I'm saying both of our debates are going nowhere, Cole, and we're talking on the same things that we were talking about for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, I know. This is literally the respect and liked question, just in different words.
Yes.
But Ian is going farther than yours, because in the bigger picture, and we gotta take account all of these in our mind, instead of just nitpicking the things that work for you, in the bigger picture, it is harder to be loved when you include everything. It is harder to make yourself lovable.
I'm saying that you're saying that human beings are the world, whereas the world is full of everything.
I'm not saying that.
Things get loved.
That is exactly
No, I'm not talking
what
about
I just
human
said.
beings. I'm talking about the world.
Well, I'm saying
things get
animals.
loved by doing nothing. So overall, it's easier for things to get loved than to give out love. Most things can't even give out love, for God's sake.
And that is your time. So after I've listened to both debaters...
Masturbators.
I'm a master debater.
True. So I won, right?
Come on, Chris.
Come on, tell the audience what you already know.
Come on, Chris.
Alright,
I won.
alright.
We know the audience would agree with me.
So, after we have listened to both of our debaters here... What you doing there, Mr. W?
I'm just waiting.
Alright, off. After we have listened to both of our debaters give their statements, I have to go with Doug as the winner of this round and as the winner of the whole game. Well, thank you everybody for watching the first episode of The Great Debate. I hope you enjoyed, and please subscribe for more. That's it. Bye.
C.A.F.E